Today I fucked up by showing my wife to swipe right and see the popular feed. Not a big fuck up, but I feel bad. My wife is new to Reddit. Her profile is maybe 2 years old. I told her how it works and she's enjoyed it so far. My wife is very wholesome and has been filling her feed with things she likes, like I told her to do. She searched for subreddits she's interested in and joins them and enjoys her feed. Simple enough. I've been keeping her up to tabs on current events, in everyday conversations. This happened in the world, so and so is in the news, that happened at this place sorta thing. She's always just asked me where I'm getting my information from and I just tell her Reddit. She's always just sorta responded back with, huh. I must have missed that, or, I didn't see that at all in my feed. My first really big clue was the Musk Sieg Heil, and I was honestly quite surprised when she said her usual default response. Second flag was when she said she never noticed the massive influx of subreddits requesting to ban all Twitter posts. Last night, I decided to forego our usual evening wind down and cuddle while watching unimportant YouTube videos in the background. I decided to put on music and talk about our day and just enjoy each other's company. I showed her something on Reddit that I thought was funny and she laughed and said, "OMG, where did you see that? Send it to me," and I told her it should be in her feed, just scroll down from the top posts. So she did and said she couldn't find it. I then asked her to show me her feed and it was all R, cats, R, dogs with jobs, R, corgis, R, sewing, R, baking, etc. etc. I said, "Ooh, you're in your custom feed, just scroll right." The look on her face went blank and she asked what did I mean, scroll right? I said swipe right and you'll get to the popular feed. Swipe right again and you'll get to the watch section where it's all videos. She just dropped her jaw and told me she never knew about that. I said, oh, that finally makes sense, and showed her how to mute certain subreddits if she didn't want to see them. I went about our evening and thought nothing of it. Except I totally fucked up. She came home from work tonight just totally numb. I asked her what was wrong and she told me she's just been in an unfiltered popular doom scroll all day. She's only known like highlights of what's going on in the world from what I've told her. Now she knows everything and I'm afraid I broke her. I feel bad. TLR, my wife was only staying in her personal feed and never knew about the popular feed and has been doom scrolling all day. Edit. Oh no, I am not responsible or liable for exposing you to unfiltered Reddit. I can at least tell her she's not the only one. Hell, maybe she'll actually see one of my posts for once. Hi honey, I love your butt. I am also a wife that has never swiped right, despite being on Reddit for almost a decade. I'm gonna do it. I'll report back on if I'm broken or not. Update. It's been about an hour and I've learned that I'm a degenerate who has joined most of the popular subs. I wasn't fazed in the least bit. I have accidentally swiped right to the popular feed. I immediately swipe back again. It's not something I want to deal with. Well fuck. Till. How do people not know about swiping right? I do it accidentally almost daily. Tears of joy. It actually annoys me. I just want my tailored nerd feed, that's what I call it because all my stuff is video games, Star Wars, some cats, and overall nerdy shit. I make myself sound 16 but I'm just a child in a 37-year-old's body. Cold sweat smile. Wait, y'all are using the popular feed? On purpose? For some people, sensitive types like myself, seeing all the news and reading controversial comments is harmful and overwhelming. We're no good to the world once we shut down. Maybe you can offer to continue sharing world news with her on a casual basis so she knows she's not missing out on important events, but it's filtered and delivered by a safe person and let her stick to scrolling her custom feed. Less than 3. Today I fucked up by letting my cat gaslight me into thinking I was losing my mind. So, I live alone, and I'm reasonably sure my apartment isn't haunted. But today, my cat decided to test my grip on reality. This morning, I made a sandwich. I put the bread on the counter, turned around to grab the peanut butter, and when I turned back the bread was gone. Vanished. No crumbs, no evidence, just gone. I stood there, questioning every life decision that led to this moment. Did I ever actually take the bread out? Had I imagined it? Was I, in fact, the bread? Then I heard it. A tiny, smug little thump. I looked over, and there was my cat, Mr. Pickles, sitting in the middle of the living room floor, on top of my slice of bread. Just sitting there, like it was a normal thing to do. Like he hadn't just gaslit me into thinking I needed a brain scan. He made direct eye contact. Held it. Then, ever so slowly, he started kneading the bread. Sir, that is my sandwich. What are we doing here? I took it back, don't judge me. I'm broke, made my sandwich, and went about my day. Fast forward to lunch. I grab a plate, sit down to eat, and my sandwich is missing. Guess who's on the table, sitting on my sandwich like it's his throne? Mr. Pickles. Guess who now has a cat-shaped imprint on their peanut butter and jelly? Me, I am being dominated in my own home by an 8-pound furball with a superiority complex. Send help, or at least bread. Too long did not read. My cat is gaslighting me by stealing my food and sitting on it like some kind of bread-hoarding goblin. I no longer trust reality. Mr. Pickles should give you a heads up about kneading the bread. That's the yeast he should do. Please don't eat food that your cat's paws have been on no matter how broke you are. Cats use their paws to cover their piss and shit in the kitty litter. It's extremely unhygienic and very dangerous for you to do. Also, try to train your cat to stay off the counter and the table at least when you're standing right there. My cat stole a chip from me today. We knew he wanted to steal a chip. We were watching him. We said, do not steal a chip. But he's really fast. Bruh, Mr. Pickles is on a full-blown power trip. This man really woke up and chose dominance. First, he pulled a vanishing act like, bread? Never heard of her. Then he hit you with that solid, unbreaking eye contact while bread kneading like some evil mastermind. The audacity. And then, round 2, he's straight up claiming sandwich territory. Like, not even just a nibble, no. He SAT on it. Full control mode activated. You're not just living with a cat. You're living under his reign. Stay strong out there. Maybe stock up on decoy bread. You know, just to survive the mind games. Tears of joy. Thank you for this story. You have a very funny way with words. This gave me a well-needed chuckle this morning. Tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy. Will you call him Mr. Pickles and then he isn't allowed on a sandwich? I'd be confused too. Today I fucked up by dragging my balls over my wife's head. We were in a playful mood, stirring each other up. The kids were in their rooms playing. Wife was sitting on the floor with her back against the couch playing her Steam Deck. I was sitting directly behind her on the couch. We had been playing around all afternoon, slapping each other ass, throwing pillows etc. at each other. General shenanigans. I thought it would be a funny idea to get up and drag my balls across the top of her head on my way to the kitchen. I was freshly showered so balls were fresh ASF. As I stood up I proceeded to start my great plan. At that moment she moved her head to a weird angle and kinked her neck. What was supposed to be a funny moment turned into pain and awkwardness. Too long did not read. Dragged nuts across my wife's head, wife kinked neck in the process. Edit. She is okay. Tears of joy. You were just playing dragons. Dragon D's nuts across her head. Edit. She is okay. Tears of joy. Heat therapy is great for a stiff neck. It really makes a vast difference. Sometimes you read things that make you realize how different relationships can be across the board because I can't imagine any man I've been with doing this and it would be weird as all hell if it happened lol. Jail immediately tears of joy. How do you go from throwing pillows and smiling to dragon balls on foreheads on the way to the kitchen? Do the Roman helmet next. Today I fucked up encouraging myself on a bathroom break. My workplace is always short on bathroom space. Huge department with one heavily used bathroom with 3 stalls. I had to take a crap all day, but as a shy pooper, I was unable to accomplish my goal. At the end of my shift I visited a remote bathroom with 2 stalls that were both empty. I got my area ready. Strip of toilet paper over the automatic flush sensor, phone, vape, bottle of water for hydration. I was so excited that I did a little hip twist dance and said, yeah. Shit in time! ! Quote. Then I sat down. To my horror, there was a pair of shoes in the stall next to me. How did they get in here? How did I not hear them? How did they not laugh? I texted my husband and said, I just did the most embarrassing thing ever and I have to stay in this stall until after the other person leaves. Needless to say, my poop was scared away once again. Too long did not read. Hyped myself up for a poop, didn't realize I had company. Who does number 2 work for? That's right buddy. You show that turd who's boss. You vape while you shit at work? I get the phone. And can make sense of the vape. But a bottle of water while on the pooper? That seems like a bit much. As a fellow, shy pooper, I feel your shame. The worst I did was walk into a Bojangles restroom and exclaim, woo it stinks in here, thinking I was alone. I was not, and the poor woman in the other stall was an employee. Everyone needs a poopin' buddy. Best time to shit is on company time too. Once, a coworker at a retail store came into the back to use the restroom. As a joke I said, have a nice poop. She then proceeded to tell me how I just ruined her chances of it cause she was a shy pooper. I still think about that from time to time.